Away the lads, everyone. Welcome to a new
Away the
show.
lads.
Away the lads, fellas. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are live here on the Undisputed show. This is a show where me and the Mighty Wind get together and usually go head to head, lock horns like two, like one of us, a very, very young and wonderful and handsome bull. The other one, an old decrepit bull that has got a saggy, you know what, and doesn't want to leave the range. But we are here to make this happen. No, listen, I don't even know. I have a sore
It
throat, so I
will
don't
not
even know.
be usurped.
I don't know if we're gonna get into a yelling contest, but one thing that I'm sure we're not gonna agree on most things is we don't. But that's what makes this channel an amazing experience for most fans because either fan can have somebody to hold on to, and subscribe, smash the like button, do what you need to do. You already know what's happening. Smash the like button if you're new to the channel. Subscribe, and if you are not a member yet, the Once Upon a Time podcast is coming up pretty soon, and we're going to be talking. I didn't even tell you the Mighty Wind, damn it! But I chose it. We need to do this together. But Mighty Wind is always he's either playing bingo, he's either at the Asian club girls, the girls that do massage. He's either at the pub getting drunk. So he's always damn out the whole day. So we can't really plan out accordingly. Therefore, I have to come up with these things myself. Well, we're going to talk about obviously. It should be easy. We're going to be talking about Alan Shearer. He is going to be the topic of discussion since his beginnings in Newcastle, but even before that, because he is a proper Geordie. He's a Geordie, so we got to talk about his the early starts of his career up until the comeback, which he never played in Newcastle before, but the
No.
comeback, the Geordie comes on home when he declined to go to Manchester United and possibly winning Champions Leagues, Premier Leagues, FA Cups. He gave all that up to come to his home club, and
He
we're gonna
certainly
be
did.
we're gonna be talking about Shearer on the Once Upon a Time podcast. So please, uh, become a member. You can enjoy that one live if you're the first year member, but you can watch it on replay if you miss it if you're an ultimate member. And of course, enjoy other perks as well as get prices. And the Queen of Heart in the chat knows this is not a joke. She won a notepad, she won a shirt, a Newcastle United shirt. So she's been on a roll. And she can tell you that there's no nonsense in this channel. We give everything that we promise. So again, subscribe and all that, and of course, let's get started. The Mighty Win. How did you do at the quiz, man?
I had to leave early, so I don't know.
Man, get out of here! Stop
I'm
playing.
telling you that's my commitment to you. You see, I left
There we
early so
go.
I could get back here for 11 o'clock.
There we
I
go.
even
Well,
left
we
me Joker jackpot raffle tickets. I left, and I could win as a grand tonight, but I've left them with somebody on my behalf anyway. So
well, we shall see. Hails are Sean. Thank you. It's just good evening, lads. I hope that we have a little fun tonight. And I appreciate it because I know it's difficult for you to watch them live, and now you're able to. So thank you so much for that, my
whoa,
friend.
whoa, hang on here. We got Amrit singing in the chat there. And the
Jesus.
reason he wasn't at the pub on the quiz team tonight is because he said he had to go home to go to bed early because he had to be up sharp for work tomorrow. So I'll be having words with him.
Which, by the way, Amrit sent me a message, so we're gonna. I think I believe it was you. So we're gonna get to chatting, and you had a nice message for the show. So appreciate that, and thank you for being tuned in right now. Don't listen to the Mighty Win. Just smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and help the channel, man. You can lie to him all you want to. That's what we do with these people anyway. We just lie to them, make sure they don't bother us. I'll call you, don't call me, type thing. So I understand, Amrit. You know. Evening, Mad Mag. Evening, Queen of Heart. Mighty Mag, of course, in the chat. Everybody out there, I appreciate it. David Lee, thank you all for coming on.
There's Ronnie there saying Derek's face is brighter than mine for getting me blood pressure tablets. What's going on?
Well, he's got a new laptop. He's showing commitment to the show. He's got a new laptop, trying to be on the show from there instead of being on his phone. We got him a new mic, so he's getting the technology is hit the Platin household,
It's hit the
and
dinosaur.
we're trying to make it work. And there's something happened with the camera that's making him look extremely red, but like he's mad.
It's
But
amazing. I don't know how that happens. I just go
there we go. See,
forward.
it's fine. It's got to be the lighting, but it's just for this show, the Undisputed show is great because we usually are going to be shouting at each other, and you got to look mad. So Peter Bracken says, "Has the mighty wind passed away? He looks like he's." Yeah, no. Shout out to you, everybody, and thank you for being on the show, mate. Tiger Studios. He is a Newcastle fan. He's not a troll. He's not a Macam. And he says, "How out?" I mean, that's just certain people, certain fans believe that, and that's just the way it needs to be. In this channel, everybody has freedom of speech, as it should be. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty gritty, to what we need to talk about. And we tomorrow at 10 p.m. On Wednesdays, our shows are going to be 11 p.m. Usually, the American Mac Show or the Talk of the Tune Worldwide, which we are planning, and things are really, really looking good. We were going to bring fans from all over the world, literally, and and so it's going to be great. It's going to be great, and thanks to the Mighty Win for setting all that stuff up. You might not know it, but the Mighty Win is very, very persuasive with his words, and he has been. He gets persuaded as well when he goes to the Asian girls club, and they do a little massage, trying to work a little knot in his back, but then they persuade him to perform other stuff, which we'll mention that on the after hours show. But he is a very happy trooper once he comes out of a Chinatown in Newcastle. Anyways, we shall not disclose those
Enough
details.
of this nonsense.
There we go. But what I was trying to say is that today is only 11, obviously on Wednesdays, 11 p.m. So if it's late for you, I'm sorry, and obviously hope that you guys can watch it on the replay if you haven't already. If you once the show is over, but usually 10 p.m. and tomorrow we will be back 10 p.m. talking about the injuries of Newcastle United. We're gonna be diving deep into what's happening in all that stuff, with Botman, and of course we got a lot more injuries, but just for the sake of argument today, we got to bring up the Botman situation. I mean, I did a video as well reacting to it, and it's certainly. I mean, I'm not surprised, nor I'm a little upset, but at this point in time, it's another stripe to the tiger, uh, a long stripe because he's going to be out for a while. But Mighty Win, what is your perspective on this? Before I get your take on it, though, I want to thank Barbara Fay for just becoming a new member of the channel. Thank you so much. Welcome to the membership. Thank you for supporting us. And of course, you will be enjoying exclusive content, which you can always go back right now. Well, not right now. Stay on the chat right now. But whenever you're free, go out there and watch because they're on demand for exclusive content for members. But Mighty Win, the floor is yours. Let's.
Well, it's been apparent for a good while now that something's been amiss with our medical team. The head physio left after 18 months. He left for paternity leave and never came back, basically. If you look at the caliber of the staff we've brought in, you would think that they should know what they're doing. You've got they've been at Chelsea, Madrid, Brighton, England. If you look at the CVs on all of the medical staff, which I had a quick peep at this afternoon, that pedigree you would think was pretty damn good, but they're not doing the job, are they? They can't be doing the job because we've had so many instances like Botman where players have come back and played and been injured almost immediately.
Right.
Now, there's got to be a communication problem there for me, either between the players and the physio staff or between the physio staff and the management. But something is going drastically wrong and it needs addressing. What to do about it, I don't know. I mean, I don't know who the best physio and doctors are in the world, but I'm sure PIF will be looking right into that as we speak.
Yeah.
Because something's got to change. I mean, this could end up costing millions of pounds and
Yeah.
league placings and competition qualifications and all this sort of stuff. And PIF are not just going to accept that.
Let alone let alone because everybody talks about the money that you lose in these competitions when you're not there, et cetera, which is a lot of money, and ultimately that's what people focus on. But in any other clinic or medical facility, the amount of sources wasted and the time wasted, everything that's been wasted, no pun intended, with these players, it has to be a large amount of money on top of obviously what the most important part is that we're not able to participate in anything, which is not the ultimate reason, but certainly something is not right. You know what I mean?
No, but you've just got to wonder though, what are they saying to Eddie? I mean, could it be that Eddie is hearing what they're saying and ignoring it? Because if that's the case, we've got a hell of a problem on our hands with the injury situation that we've had all season. If he is, for example, putting players on the pitch when he's been told by the medical team that they're not fit, well, that's just wrong. It's not doing anybody any good. But the problem, as with a lot of problems that we've got at the minute, are we just don't know. And will we find out? Well, as a rule, the only way you find out when things have gone wrong is when they've been rectified and everybody comes out and says their piece.
Yep, that is true. That is true. And Tony
But it's
says, sorry, I was just reading Tony's message. It said, "Hi, Chris and Derek, and great to have you on the fan zone tonight, Chris." Yeah, I was there on Tony's show. Nice, nice talk, nice discussion, nice fans forum. So thank you for having me. And Derek, you got to go in there, man. You're gonna have fun. You're gonna have a lot of
yeah.
fun in that.
Well, I've
So
been on a couple of times. It's a good
no,
show.
but
Always thought
yeah,
so.
no, I know. The channel is nice. I'm saying that he just started the fan zone. I think like 2 times already. Like this is the second time I believe, from what I remember. Anybody can join all fans. So shout out to Tony. Um, I mean, a question for Derek says, Amrit, a question. When Shearer was 16 years old playing for Gosforth Central, what position did he play? Which, by the way, leave your questions and we're going to answer them in this show.
Well, he's probably wanting me to say goalkeeper, but he never did actually. And actually, when he was 16, he was on his way to Southampton. So he played for Gosforth Central School till he was about 14, I think, and then he went on the rounds before he eventually decided on Southampton. So the answer to that is, in fact, when he went to Newcastle, the first place that tried him in a practice match was in goal. So, but he never played in goal when he was a young'un. He was always an outfield player and mainly a centre forward.
And then again, we will be talking about Alan Shearer, his whole career in the membership, the Once Upon a Time podcast, only for members. So welcome, Barbara. She's a new viewer and she just became a member, so I appreciate you. She says, "Good evening, Chris and Mr. Wynn. I'm your new member." Yeah, from the Tuner View. Okay, nice to have you on, Barbara. Appreciate it. Of course, the Tuner View guys always top class fellas.
And by the way, you'll know from the chat this afternoon. But the mighty Win, the original mighty Win Davies, it's his birthday today. 82 years old today. My
I think
first.
somebody said that, and I thought they were joking at you. They were making a joke. Where is it? There.
Somebody
Wynn's
thought I
birthday.
was 82.
Davy 80 said Wynn's birthday today, 82. How are the lads? I thought they were
Indeed.
joking about you, man. Damn.
No. My first hero, and he is 82 today.
Well,
The
yeah.
mighty Win Davies. Come
There
on
we go.
without, come on within. You'll not see nothing like the mighty wind.
There's many players better than Mighty Win today. Almiron better than Mighty Win.
Don't be silly.
Oh, it's the Undisputed Show, ladies and gentlemen. We must fight. We must fight. Um,
At
anyways,
least put up a half sensible argument.
yeah. Nice, nice. Well, I mean, yeah, the injuries is a very tough subject right now. But how much do you think? And again, we're going to touch this in fully depth tomorrow. But I mean, the style of play, man, has to be one of the reasons that we're getting so many injuries. Has to be.
Well, if you remember, when Klopp first went to Liverpool, he did exactly what Eddie did, and he was adopting the super high press, high energy, we are fitter than you tactics, and it won him the league. The following season, he couldn't sustain it. That was why Liverpool dropped off the following season, because they started getting injuries as well. And it makes you wonder. And this was why, by the way, to be fair, at the time, Klopp was arguing for more, more breaks and more time off, which was poo-pooed at the time, because every time the Premier League gave them a break, they would jet off somewhere and play a couple of lucrative friendlies somewhere in the Middle East or wherever. But as Klopp said, when you've got the UEFAs, and then you've got the World Cup every other year, and you've got the qualifiers going through the season, he says it's impossible for players to keep it up unless you've got a really good squad that you can rotate and rotate and rotate, which is exactly what Man City do, of course.
Yeah. The Queen of Heart asks, "Can you, the manager, go against the medical advice, knowing the impact it will leave your squad?" I, I mean, I think if he can't override the medical's decision. I mean, they're the ones that have the final the green light essentially, or else they shouldn't be able to. Now there are loopholes. I mean, he can talk to the player and say, "Hey, man, I think you're ready. What do you think?" "Yeah, I'm ready." Well, then
Yeah,
talk to
well,
the medical. There's
that,
always a
that, the,
loophole.
the point is that a player is never going to admit that he's not fit if he's got a chance of playing, as a rule. And that's what you want from players, really. You want them to be keen to play.
Yeah, but
But there's got to
if
be
it-
someone somewhere along the line who makes the final decision and says, "No, this is
well,
not
I'm
happening."
I'm pretty sure when everything is written down, I would assume, meaning you know, I said no, but the managerial staff rather, uh, it, came in and we had a discussion and all this. I mean, if everything is written down, it should be when you do an audit, it should be able you should be able to know what's happened. Or the player insisted to keep playing. Which at the end of the day, though, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because if the medical stuff is to do a job, they're not there to be persuaded by players or,
Yeah.
or anybody else. So that's even so again, we
And
keep going back to
that's the worrying thing, that it, you kind of thought we were having a bit of bad luck at the start of the season when we started getting the injuries, and then bloody hell, we're having a lot of bad luck, and then then the recurring injuries started, and then you've got a situation like with Barnes, where his original injury, which was always deemed to be a fluke, a once in 100-year injury kind of thing, something that he did with his foot, doing nothing. But now all of a sudden he's out with a hamstring injury.
yeah.
So it's hamstring injuries that have, by and large, been responsible for the majority of the injury list this season.
whi- which
I mean,
is
Callum Wilson's a
spread.
notable example of that. But bear in mind, he had a checkered injury history when we bought him anyway. He'd had time off with a hamstring when he was at Bournemouth. So,
Which is
but
which is the muscle injuries are very much a stress on it's just stress. I mean, that's what it is. In a high intensity um, level of play will, make those worse. I mean, that's just the bottom line, and that's the way Eddie Howe plays. I
Yeah.
would always assume, like, even if we have the worst medical staff, I would assume that the club, the manager, knowing that he has to deal with this, would change, make certain decisions to you know to kind of mold around this bad medics and doctors or physios or whatever they're called. I
But
would I would
again,
assume
you
it.
see, this begs the question: when all of Eddie's success has basically come from the high press,
Yeah, but if you're, but
does
then again,
hang on, does this not feed into the argument of all of the Eddie out brigade who say that he hasn't got a plan B? That if that high press doesn't work, he's got nowhere else to turn. And if that's the case, then maybe we do need a better manager.
well, I've been
You
saying
know,
that,
I
but
mean, as you know, I am firmly, firmly, firmly in the Eddie in brigade right now. But
and
you know, there's a lot of questions that need answering. A lot of questions.
to me, there's no such thing as Eddie in, Eddie out, man. It's Newcastle all the way. Needs to be the number one concern. And although I think that Eddie should probably still get another season, you got to separate. What was good, was bad, and that's what the owners need to do, and essentially understand that Eddie has good traits, but one of the bad traits is that he does not know how to play any other way. And to me, that is not an elite manager. To me, that is very far from it. And therefore, if we ever want to, because never, 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 never are you going to play every game the way you want. This style of football is about scoring quickly, effectively, and if that doesn't happen, because you by the second half you're tired, you're exhausted, you got to take a break, and then you can try to make another push. And so that's the way I think that's the way it needs to be. But Eddie doesn't, and Sir Monkey here says we've seen Eddie change styles mid game. When have you seen that, Sir Monkey? Explain.
Well,
Tell me when have we seen
there's a
that?
couple of occasions when we've been behind that he's eventually put Wilson and Isaac on together. But
Okay,
that's actually only been when he's been in a fortunate enough position to have them both available, which has been few and far between.
yeah, but I
Ideally, Callum Wilson should be for me, because I still think he's a great striker when he's fit. But he should be used sparingly. You know, he might not like that. He might want to be number one all the time in the starting lineup. But you know, if you explain to him that this is for his benefit, really, because he's proven that he can't go a full season injury free, and when we had this stage last season when we went on that fantastic run, uh, it was because we had Isaac and Wilson both available, and they were alternating. And when one came on, you would get 2 goals, and he went off. The other one would come on and get 2 goals, and so it went on. That was what was wonderful about last season. But
yeah.
I don't know. Uh,
Again, we're gonna.
it's obvious. It's obvious. It's got to be obvious. It cannot just be bad luck for this
No, that's
length of
not.
time. There's
No.
got to be something else that's radically wrong.
Yeah. Monkey says he hasn't had any options, pile. Don't ask me, mate. I'm a Geordie. What is that? What does that mean? Like, yeah, what are
No,
you
that
trying to
that
say?
was that was my defense. That was my defense for a long, long time. You know, you cannot criticize him because he's literally had no options. You know, we played those 10. I'm sick of saying it. We played those 10 games in December with 13 players.
And
Uh,
with that
and
being
that's
said,
going to take its toll, and it took its toll at the end when we were dead on our
w-
feet.
with that being said, he still plays Longstaff, even though he can play Miley. That's just the bottom line. He
Yeah,
still has
but
certain options, but
you
he
don't
doesn't make
want
it.
to be playing a 17-year-old
Man,
10 games in 30 days.
man, screw all that. If the player is not is playing as he's disappeared, basically, is what loan stuff does. Not even show up. He's not even there to be a body anymore. When that happens, you got to be able to make. And to be honest, now we know Miley has been playing just minutes. Put him on, start the guy. He's a young guy. Make sure he stays nice with his diet and works out heavily. Works out and builds up his body. Other than that, man, put the damn kid in. Just at the end of the day, man, the game on the weekend needs to be the priority. And these are
I'm,
footballers, man.
I'm looking at David Lee's comment there, Chris.
Okay,
Does
well,
the mighty win think well, it's
does the
just went
mighty
off
win
the
think?
top?
Does the mighty win think we need two center backs, one left back, a center midfielder to let Bruna play forward, a new right midfielder, and at least a forward in the summer? Damn, I wouldn't. I think
Absolutely. Yes yes is the answer to that, but we ain't gonna get all of them
no, we're
with
not.
FFP. So you have to pick your poison. And for me, the overriding necessity for next season is a striker. Got to get a striker
I
because
agree.
he's that can't do the lone upfront striker uh, position. He's not
Yeah.
up to it. He's not physically strong enough at
Well,
the minute.
and again, tomorrow on tomorrow's show, 10 p.m., we'll be talking about the NUFC injuries. Uh, you know, this whole season. We'll be talking about it tomorrow night with the insiders. So feel free to tune in for that one tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Right now, we got to hit a few pieces of news, and some of these may be, very much just uh, nothing but lies. But it's always good for a good talk, for a good late night talk. And this could be exciting, but again, um, it just might not ever be true. But the One Football posted an article saying that Newcastle United joined a race for Napoli star Victor Osimhen. Uh,
Mhm.
it it made me smile, sort of, kind of laugh. But listen, at the end of the day, we are talking about what's being reported on the media. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, that would be now he can play a winger and a striker. To be honest, um, or behind the number 9. But I mean, do you ever see something like this happening?
I don't know, but I was just looking at the question you put up there. Who scored Newcastle's 1,000th
Oh,
league goal?
Barbaros. Wait,
Uh, and I don't know. I don't know, but could it possibly be Win Davies? I
who
haven't got
scored
a clue.
Newcastle 1,000 goal?
You're
You just
talking
Google it, man.
92,
92.
92 to 62, 70 years, average 30 games a season, 2,000 odd games. It'd be around about that era, I would think, when we scored our 1,000th goal.
Well, I can't see
I
anything.
don't, I don't recall it appearing as a stat in the news or anything, but of course, back in the day, we didn't have the stats that they've got available today.
Which I'm sure they recorded. Maybe I'm getting was Jackie Milburn playing at the time?
I'm saying it would be if you reckon on, I don't know, average 30 games. Well, no, it was up to 42 games they used to play, of course, in the first
Yeah.
division. So that's, and if you reckon a goal if you said a goal a game, maybe it's 1.5 goals, 1.1, 1 point. I don't know. I'd be
Yeah.
guessing.
Well,
But I would
well,
think it would be around the 50s, 50s, 60s.
let's get back to the piece of news about Osimhen. I mean, he's been a name that's been sought out by very many clubs in the Premier League, Arsenal being one of them, Chelsea. Do you ever see something like this in the near future for Newcastle United? I mean, that would be a nice name, wouldn't it? Best player, one of the best, if not the best in
And
the Serie A.
and that's the trouble. It would be a nice name,
You
but
don't think he played? What? Oh yeah,
hang
now
on,
now
hang on.
now
Scoring goals in the Premiership is different to scoring goals anywhere else.
Oh my God. Only
That
an
you
old
no
guy
easy games in the Prem. None.
in the Premiership. There's no. I mean, bro. There's difficult games over in Italy as well, man. You're talking about the people.
Yeah,
These people
in
axe you every
Italy,
time you go to the box. I
in
mean,
Italy, you've got, I don't know. Let's go stupid. Say you've got 20 hard games against quality opposition. In the Prem,
that's not
you've
necessarily
got
true. See,
30
you're
games
talking
against.
about quality of football. I guess you can
So
say. But
scoring 20 goals. Look, Harry Kane's proven it
no, no,
in
no.
the
He's
Bundesliga.
just a great striker, man. He's a great striker.
Look at Bellingham.
If
Look at Bellingham in Spain.
if you take Harry Kane to South America, to the Argentinian league, he will not have a field day every week. He will be axed.
And
He will be
I
axed,
agree.
and
I
it's not.
agree with you.
And that's
I
not saying that
agree
there's
with
a
you
better
there.
league. It's saying that it's tough because you got to go. You got to travel to the altitude. You got defenders that will murder you and not go to jail for it every time you get in the box. It's a whole different. So let's just not diminish other leagues. And Syria is as well, might as well be, is a very tough league for a forward, man. Very tough.
No,
Come on,
because I
man.
agree with you. Because what I'm saying is the South American League is tougher. The South American leagues are tougher than the other leagues in Europe. That's why you've got the likes of oh my God, man, the Man City's top scorer. Mine's got a blank. So much to be at today. Oh yeah, it was City's top scorer, man.
Kun Agüero.
Who?
El Kun Agüero.
No, man. When he
He's
won
the top
4
scorer.
titles. City's number 9. Dear God, man. Man,
I,
I've been on the drink too long today. Somebody tell us in the chat who am I thinking of, man? Manchester City's South American centre forward.
El
Got the
Kun
winner against
Agüero. Or
Aguero. Yes.
I just said that. What this guy?
Oh, I
Is
never heard you say
Anyway,
Aguero.
I was gonna say Tevez. I mean, he played for him, but damn, it's Kun
Yeah.
Agüero,
Well,
man.
Tevez, Suarez, these guys have all done it.
They're built different, man. They're built different. You know what I
What they
mean?
call
But
it? The Uruguayan who went for 50 million.
he
Did
played
wonders
Liverpool.
for Liverpool and then bombed it at
Suarez, yeah.
Chelsea. Torres, aye.
Oh, Torres,
Fernando
but he's not
Torres.
South American. He's Spanish.
I
But
mean,
but
South Americans, I'll go along with. They do produce quality strikers because, as you say, they've got to survive down there. They
they
can
gotta
handle the
survive, and
physical stuff.
they gotta get rid of the ball quick, and that's the thing. But regardless, man, you don't think anybody in the chat would you like to have Victor Osimhen in Newcastle United? Like, I can't believe this old man is really saying
Well,
this.
I'm not saying I wouldn't like to have him. I would
No, no, no.
rather, absolutely, I'd like to have him. But if you gave us a choice between Osimhen and Kane, I would have Kane every day.
Well, of course.
And you'll
Kane is
get Kane for less than you'll get Osimhen for.
well, he's not coming to Newcastle. That's just. But I mean, I don't know,
Put
man.
the money up, he'll come. The trouble is, we can't put the money up.
In which we got it, but we just can't do it. And that's
That's
one of
right.
that's the only reason that I never thought this was going to be even remotely true. But I mean, they're reporting it, man. They're saying according to El Corriere dello Sport, who is a very reliable newspaper media outlet in Italy. So, it just might be a rumor, but or maybe there was there was somebody out there that asked for him, and maybe the rumor got out. But I tell you what, man, I would not be. I would sign Osman in a heartbeat, and he could play with Isak next to each other very well. But again, I think it's a very tough one. Now, another piece of news is from One Football again. So take that with for what it is. That Barcelona are interested in Newcastle United sensation future star Yankuba Minte. Listen, Barcelona in a financial trouble. which they're always going to survive because they're Barcelona. They make a lot of money, but I mean, they wouldn't mind getting a cheaper player, a winger that's very well talented, just like any club would. To be honest, Man City do it all the time with South American players. But I've been saying the one player on loan that I want to stay at Newcastle and see how he performs would be Minte, because I think he's been getting a lot of minutes, scoring goals. But what do you make of this? This rumor by Mundo Deportivo, which is based in Barcelona, and again, a very, very well-known source.
Hmm.
So, what do you think?
If Barcelona want him and Barcelona are prepared to pay up front for him, we could probably get, I don't know what he is at transfer mark now, but I would think probably 20, 30 million. That would be sheer profit. That 20, 30 million allows us to spend 100 million over 5 years, and it's only going to cost for 20 million a window after that. And we've got to find some money from somewhere. We either do that, or we're looking for a right winger ourselves, and you're not going to get a top class right winger for 20 million. If
Yeah, that's what I'm
Barcelona
saying.
think he's good enough for them, is he not good enough for us? With Minty, I want us to get him in the close season. I want him to have a full close season with us, and let Eddie see what he can do with him. Say just how good he is. Because again, playing in the Dutch league is, different to playing in the Prem.
I agree, but you gotta give him a try at some point, or else
Yeah,
what's the point?
absolutely. I'm
Um,
not arguing
I
with
I,
that.
I just feel that's why I brought it up to the debate, because maybe we need a winger, so why not just keep him? But you essentially say it would be better for money reasons. Um, which one would you choose though?
It would depend what's available, and it depends how good he
No,
is. We don't
no, no,
know.
no. No, see, no, no, no. He comes back. Barcelona says, "I would like to have this guy. I'll give you 30 million. You gotta sell him right now or not. There's no, what he's done in the
If,
Dutch league.
if they were coming right now with 30 million up front, I think he's in Barcelona tomorrow.
Damn. Well,
There's no
I mean,
doubt about that in my mind at all. With our current financial, unless, we've got the outcome of all this meeting that's imminent about FFP. If FFP stays the same, we've got to take every penny we can get from anywhere.
mm,
Uh, and Minty is a ready-made cash boost. So I would think it would be almost impossible to turn down. But Barca, they've got their own financial problems.
I know,
And
but
can they afford to pay us up front? Or are they looking to get him for
but
30 million over 5 years?
they're always gonna make. They're never gonna go down, man. They're never gonna go down. I mean, they're always the club that's gonna get money.
No,
Spotify
but
just gave them a
they're
news.
under scrutiny with the UEFA
Yeah,
uh,
with the.
PSR rules.
I know
With
what I'm
the
saying.
proportion of wages and transfers
Right.
to income. Now,
I'm
obviously,
saying
they've got huge, huge income,
they got huge income. That's what I'm saying.
but they've got huge, huge wage bills as well.
Yeah, because at the end they started paying players incredible amount of money. But anyways, Beer Biking says we paid 8 million for Minte, so I guess that would be a very much a profit deal for
I didn't
Newcastle
even think
United.
it was. I didn't think it was as much as it were paid. Actually, I thought we only paid five or four and a half or five.
Well,
But I'm
out of
not going to argue with that point. It could have been eight, I suppose, with add-ons or whatever.
right.
Um,
And actually, Runner Wood. That's interesting because I was on Tony's show. I was telling them I would like to have Lewandowski on Newcastle. I think he's a very to be a backup striker, somebody that
Well, he's quality, isn't he? There's no doubt about that.
yeah. I mean, but you like to have Giroud over. Lewandowski.
I would absolutely
Because
tomorrow,
he's
as you know.
because
Yeah, 'cause I'm
it,
talking
bec-
as a third striker. Yeah,
because he's
because
played
he's done it in the
in the
Prem.
Premier. He's played
That's
in the
right.
Premiership
He's done it in the
and all
Prem.
this in the Premiership. He doesn't even say Premier League. He says Premiership, like a like you're still living in the 70s, man. Come on, man.
And
You,
who's that just saying Rapinha wants to move or something? Because there's a nice little possibility. Sell Minty by Rapinha. I'd settle for that one.
Rafinha, you mean? Which one are you talking about? The Barcelona or Rafinha?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a tough situation that we're in. I've always we yesterday we did the FFP show, and I've said it. You know, I just don't know that um I don't know that we will get anybody really. I mean, we might get a few players here and there, but I honestly believe that it's all going to be speculations and transfer shows all over the place. But at
Well,
the end of the day,
the year end is 31st of May, 1st of June's Newcastle's financial year, I believe. So that's when it'll all come out in the wash because they'll do their sums then. The last Swiss Ramble produced the current 3-year rolling figures for all the Premiership clubs, and in that Newcastle were minus 108 million, which is 3 million more than they're allowed. But
mm,
obviously there'll be bits and pieces behind the scene because they've been so careful not to breach FFP that I'd be astounded if those figures were absolutely identical. But 108, 105, you know that we're so close to the line that we're in danger of falling overboard.
do you
But I'm
think we
sure the
are though?
club won't. They won't allow that to happen.
Um, well, yeah. I mean, I don't think they want to mess around with PSR rules after seeing all these deductions. I mean, you know, they're doing it to Forest, Everton. They would do it to Newcastle in a heartbeat, and so I wouldn't mess with that stuff at all. Uh,
But we're going to do the FFP show, aren't we, shortly? But
we already did it yesterday, man.
no, we've got another one lined up, man.
What? Hey, this old man just literally told me. Nah, we got another one. Okay, well, thanks for letting me know we have another one, man. But I'm sure I don't remember one coming up soon. But tomorrow is going to be injury season, injury show. So it's going to be a very, very tough one to get through, but we will do it.
We'll get there.
We'll get there tomorrow, 10 p.m. Don't worry. Um, I mean, just to finish up on this show, which we haven't argued much, to be honest. I mean, I must be getting sick, which I am. I don't want to
No,
overexpose.
you're coming over to the dark side.
No, 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 no. I still believe that we've made a lot of mistakes this season that people don't want to say. People like you just want to say, well, the injuries. But people like me, honorable, prudent people like myself, come on here and say the truth. We've had a lot of injuries, but also we've made a lot of mistakes. And
Let's get into the happy clappy
no, no, no. I don't. I don't.
entitled.
It's as long as people don't insult me or tell me I'm a bandwagon fan or a takeover fan, then I won't call nobody happy clappers. But I do have standards myself, as I'm sure others do. And when you do this punditry work, Mr. Mighty Win, you have to say the truth because the truth prevails
Gotta
always.
tell the truth.
And
Always tell the truth.
you have to be somebody that you puts everything on the table, and it's up to the fans to decide whether what make their own conclusions. But the
The
fact of the
trouble
matter
is,
is,
people put a lot on the table, which is bullshit.
no, what
It
exactly? Somebody has no respect for others and their opinions, like you. You put the injuries. You should put the injuries on the table, of course, but you should also put the Milan game lack of
uh,
management. You should
that's
put the long staff.
Foxy knows his stuff.
How many games has Longstaff played like this in this bad of a form? How many? can we say at least 2 or 3 months that he's not even had a rep?
Well, put it this way, he's a bit like Botman. He's never been the same
No,
since
no,
he came back from injury. He's never been the
nowhere
same.
near, nowhere near, nowhere near as bad as Longstaff Botman.
Faking
He's
that.
been bad. He's been bad, but not that. Not. I mean, not Longstaff has been. We've been playing with 10 players with Longstaff. At least
Listen, I've told
Botman.
you the tale with Longstaff. I've never ever rated Longstaff. But when he got injured and our results dipped, I had to think to myself, well, you must be wrong. Because without him in the
No,
team, we
hold
were
on.
rubbish. So I
Oh,
had to come to the conclusion that for a season and a half, I've been wrong. He's not a rubbish player. He's a great player and he does a fantastic job for the team.
well, hold on, hold on. Let me.
And so then he gets injured, he comes back from injury. He still looks the same shite player to me. Well, that's unfair, shite player. That's unfair, to be fair.
There we go. But hold on.
But he's just he just runs. He does nothing. I used to watch him
Yeah, but
religiously every game to see exactly what he was doing. He did no closing down. I mean, he would do it once or twice a game, obviously, but he used to run around the centre circle and mark the referee.
yeah. Now, but let me. Unfortunately, let me. What the hell is Roy? Roy just got.
Hello,
Uh, what's going on, Roy?
would you?
What's up, guys?
This guy just interrupted.
Hey,
But hold on. Let me.
hey.
Let me. Let me. Before that, let me explain this comment right here. The good Sir Monkey Suit. Because early in the show, Tiger Studios, he said how out. So I said he. By the way, he is a Newcastle fan, and now Sir Monkey, because he's been in an argument with him the whole show. He says, "Okay, pal, uh, who gave that Tiger, whoever lad is, praise, saying definitely a Newcastle fan. You didn't say that for others. Listen to me. Usually we have numpties that come on. They're usually Mackhams in disguise that just say how out Almiron is the best player in the history of Newcastle and all that nonsense. That's why I clarify that Tiger is a Newcastle fan because he is, whether you agree with him or not. I don't agree that Howe needs to be out, but he is a Newcastle fan, and so because I've seen he's been on the show before. Now you've had a conversation with a debate with him the whole show. That's you guys' business. Everybody can come on and have their piece, their opinion. And I didn't say that for others because others are not making those statements that might make them sound like a Mackham. But that's what I'm just saying. That's why I'm clarifying that. I just said it, and that's that. Before the mods, where to kick them out or stuff like that. Because over here, we don't ban anybody for having a football opinion. Whether you like it or not, whether we think it's 100% wrong, then now if somebody came and said that Ashley was the best owner in our history, then I would block their ass in a heartbeat because that is the most nonsensical thing that you could say if you're a true Newcastle United fan. But with that being said, we don't do the canceling game over here, man. We don't ban people for football takes. Now, anything other than that, we get rid of them. But so, Sir Monkey, I hope that was clear. Now, you guys go on and this debate all you want to. So again, I know that all of you guys are Newcastle fans, not just him. So come on, mate. But I thank you for being on the show, of course. Roy, what the hell are you doing, man? Where you been? You just
I
decided to
was
show up at the end of the show.
No, I was playing paddle. I told you guys I had a big game, and I fucking won.
Did you talk to HR about this? The HR know, the human resources know you were gonna miss the beginning of the show.
Yeah,
Come
put it
on.
in the group, man. Read
Okay.
that shit.
Okay. Okay. That's no
Anyway,
big deal.
what a shit day it's been, huh? So I've been seeing all these reports now, and then with Botman as well. So he should have had the ACL in August.
right away.
So, um, oh, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he should have had it in August. A partial tear of ACL means it can happen any minute. Any wrong move, it will happen. Getting opinions from doctors and shit, that means every single doctor who said keep playing is useless. And if these doctors are incompetent, send them to Qatar, to Espitar, or send them to Colorado to Dr. Stedman's clinic. Those are Dr. Martinez in Belgium. There's 3 doctors. If I know this, I'm a nobody. If I know this, how come these fuckers in the club don't know? These are the best specialists.
Yeah.
Chris, anybody in the NFL or NBA, anyone who gets injured in his ACL goes to Dr. Stedman's clinic in Colorado and gets his knee fixed.
That was where Shearer went.
Yep. Michael Essien goes there.
Stedman did 2 operations on Shearer.
Yep. You've got Dr. Martinez in Belgium, and you've got Espetar. This is the new hospital in Qatar. Players from Bayern Munich, PSG. I've seen players from Milan. They come here because these guys went and bought the best doctors here. So you got
Yeah.
those 3 options. So you get the numpties who can't even fix Longstaff's problem or whoever's injured, Wilson. So the other news was Botman. They gave Botman the option: can you play or not? Great. That's absolute great. That. So he rested for 2 months, or was it 3 months? He rested for 3 months with a partially torn ACL. Came back, played like shit for a couple of months, and then it went. What a disaster! And it shouldn't just be the medical team; it should be other people higher up who gave these people the option to do this shit. So that's the first one. The second shit part of the day, I think we'll have to sell before the June 30th and to even books out. Otherwise, we're going to get hit 100% in next season.
Well,
So
can it sell before June the 30th?
Yeah, you can just sign the contract and sell the player. So otherwise, we're going to get hit. So I have no idea how that works, but so I think I would, if I was the club and I was Saudi, I'll tell these fuckers, you can go fuck yourself, and we're just going to keep going with our project.
No,
Hopefully
well,
in the meantime-
your master plan last night, that was the thing that I like. Just go and borrow £1 billion, the same way Man U have done and Chelsea have done.
I had to think about
Borrow
that as well today.
Borrow £1 billion and pay it back at 50,000 a month.
I know, but I thought about it again as well. So if you borrow something from the bank, you'll need to give them guarantees worth that much at least. So you'll have to bond some things. So I don't think we can borrow more than 250 million or 300 million, and maybe even use the stadium as a bond.
Well, not as a rule you can't, but if you want to borrow from the PIF,
If you borrow from them or borrow
you
from a
know.
Saudi bank, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, and there's nothing to prevent us doing that by all accounts. I've been checking through what rules I could find regarding that today, and I can't find anything to stop us borrowing £1 billion.
We got on last night's show. We got a comment by Chris Richardson that says, "Not sure you have on last night's show that was about PIF." He said, "Not sure you have full understanding of FFP or PSR, as clubs can take loans to upgrade facilities like training grounds and stadiums, which we would not need to do. As this is not under FFP or PSR, it's only the interest on the loan would be under our FFP total, which is why Everton failed PSR, as the interest on the stadium loan took them over the allowed losses. New owners can also take loans to do leveraged buyouts of clubs, but you can't take a bank loan to purchase players, as what you spend on players will still be under FFP, even if that's your own money or from a loan." That's what Chris Richardson says. Not sure, obviously, where he got it, but
I've hunted today to try and find out that it's possible.
Wait, time out. You gave up that quick, Roy? No wonder they didn't call you, man. He said, well, there goes my plane.
wait. If the 80 million that Man U pay as interest every year on their big loan comes off the FFP, then that makes sense, what Chris said.
Oh, I didn't say it. Chris Richardson said it in the comment.
Not you, but Chris.
What? Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. Now, but I mean, essentially, that's what about a donation from somebody in Saudi something, a company that just wants to give a
No,
donation? How
it has to be a special income. It has to be a proper income.
well, it
So it's
is
either
if it's a
commercial or
donation.
selling players.
So nobody can donate to the club. If I'm a fan, I'm a rich fan, I can't say, "Here's $1 million, guys, go and take for my club." I can't say that. They will not
Well,
take it.
the only thing the club could do
I've
is
been
sell
unable
shirts.
to find where all of the rules, in fact, if you go to the Football Association, you go to the Premier League, and on the website, and you go through all of the bits and pieces, trying to actually get to the bottom of what you can and can't do. I didn't find anything to say that the bit about the stadium building and infrastructure. That was it. Chris Robinson, did you say? Chris Nicholson,
Yeah,
or somebody?
that doesn't come off. That won't come off the FFP. So,
That doesn't come off FFP at all. You can spend as much as you want on infrastructure.
yeah.
That doesn't affect FFP at all. But I'm talking about the balance sheet, which gives you the £35 million a year that you're allowed to lose.
Which we've exceeded.
On a 3-year rolling period. So you can lose 105 million over 3 years.
Right.
Anything that you spend on top of that puts you in hot water. But what I'm saying is, if the £1 million goes into your balance sheet, which it would do like any other normal company, if you go to the bank and you borrow £1 million, goes into the funds on the balance sheet, and you repay that at 50 million pounds a year, infinite loan kind of thing, which I'm sure Saudi would be prepared to do. Then I haven't been able to find anything that prevents you doing that. And in fact, it's exactly what the Glazers have done and what Chelsea have done.
Tristan says, Chris, it can only be sponsors and commercial revenue, but an owner can donate just under 60 million a season to cover costs, but not transfers. So essentially, we're still back in not being able to use the money on players. But and we'll see. And again, go watch last night's show, which should be just go to the live tab, and you should see the show before this one. They talk about FFP, and watch that one because I'm sure some of you missed it. But
that was the other thing as well that were brought up last night. The fact that the 35 million was set in 2013. And what is
the rules don't the rules shouldn't be allowed right now because the data just don't make no sense. That's simply right now, because 100 million right now is not 100 million in 10 years ago.
Literally, all it's doing is protecting the big boys.
Well, essentially that,
and preventing anyone else becoming a big boy.
How you doing, Jordy? Tune for life. I appreciate you for coming on. We're about to close the show, but regardless, thank you for coming on, and watch the whole show on replay if you want to share it with your Jordy friends. And then again, tomorrow night. By the way, I believe I'm going to do the breakfast show tomorrow morning. I'm starting to to get back on normal. So, Mighty Win, are you going to be in for that one?
Yeah, you're not getting sleepless nights now, are you not? With your new baby.
Well, no, I take care of the other two, and while my wife and her mom take care of the newborn. So we have sort of a plan. Which my little daughter, she wakes up in the middle every 2 hours and wakes up like the Undertaker. Just sits up and says, "Mommy, mommy, mommy," and then I had to put her back down and say, "Mommy's pooping," and then she just goes back to sleep. And then, we just the same thing. It's like having a newborn. Trust me. But anyways, I'm sure we might have the breakfast show tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. probably in the UK. So are you down for that, Mighty Win, or what are you doing?
Yeah, no props.
All right. Well, we'll stay tuned for that one at 11 a.m. in the morning tomorrow UK, and of course tomorrow night 10 p.m. We're going to talk about injuries. So
don't get me started with that shit.
Injuries, yes, sir. Anyways, thank you so much for listening, for watching. This was the Undisputed Show with Chris and the Mighty Win and Late as Roy. We'll see you in the next one. Subscribe, share, become a member. That way you can enjoy new perks. We'll see you guys
and hit those likes on the way out, folks.
Hit those likes, buddy.
How are the lads?
NUFC Undisputed.